everyone. Welcome to our Philippine History Podcast. Today, we will talk about one of the most important and controversial moments in our history, the martial law period from 1972 to 1981 under President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. I am Chriselle Gilohay.
I am Ren Cristal Apuli.
We are the hosts for today's podcast.
Ms. Ginohay will read key events, figures, causes, and effects of martial law during the years 1972 to 1981.
According to EBSCO.com, martial law in the Philippines 1972-1981 was declared by President Ferdinand Marcos on September 21, 1972. Citing the threat of communist secessionist movements, key events included the initial arrest of opposition leaders and activists, the ratification of a new constitution giving Marcos intensive powers, and the suppression of opposition through censorship and violence. Key figures included Marcos, his wife Imelda, and opposition leaders like Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. and his wife Corazon. The causes of martial law included Marcos' desire for power, economic crisis, and perceived threats to national security. The impacts were severe with widespread human rights abuses, economic decline, and a legacy of trauma that still affects the Philippines today. Martial law was lifted on January 17, 1981, but its effect continued to shape the country's politics, economy, and society. Can I ask you a question, Ms. Apuli? What is martial law to you, and does it help Filipino or not?
Martial law is when the military takes control of the government and enforces strict rules in the Philippines. It was a time of human rights abuses, censorship, and oppression, causing more harm than good to many Filipinos. You, Ms. Ginohay, what is martial law to you, and does it help Filipinos or not?
Martial law is a strict military rule that limits freedom in the Philippines. It is a dark period of abuse, oppression, and human rights violence and affected many lives negatively.
Okay, thank you. Now we invited two students from Filma Cagayan de Oro College to join our podcast today and ask them also questions related to our topic. Who was the prominent opposition leader and senator who was assassinated in 1983?
Benigno Ninoy Aquino was the prominent opposition leader and a senator who was assassinated on August 21, 1983, upon his return to the Philippines.
What was the name of the new constitution ratified in 1973?
The 1973 Philippine Constitution was ratified on January 17, 1973. It gave President Marcos extensive powers and allowed him to rule by decree.
What was the date when President Marcos lifted martial law?
President Marcos lifted martial law January 17, 1981. This marked a supposed return to the democratic rule, but Marcos returned many of his powers.
What was the term used to describe the economic system under Marcos?
The economic system under Marcos was characterized as crony capitalism. It was marked by favoritism towards Marcos' allies and family, corruption, and monopolization of key industries.
The story shared today reminds us that the past carries real pain, real courage, and real lessons.
We honor the student and the people who fought for truth and freedom. They should never be forgotten. May we, the younger generation, continue to value our rights and protect our democracy. Thank you for watching, and may we always choose truth.